So today we're going to be starting a new metal fab project where we're going to build a spool jenny. So basically what we need to do is be able to take a bundle or a roll of 1-inch poly pipe and unroll that in a way that doesn't get it all kinked up and everything. So what we're going to try to attempt to do here is build something that can mount into a receiver hitch, and as you pull pipe off the roll, the whole roll is rotating, and that keeps it from getting kinked up and kind of lets it come off the roll better. So yeah, let's get started and we'll see where this ends up. So one thing you'll notice, we just showed this all together and spinning. I am gonna get a oil embedded thrust washer, so it's like a washer made out of bronze that's got oil embedded in it. That's gonna sit over the shaft, and it'll sit flat on this plate, and then it'll, the top of or the bottom of the top of the Jenny will sandwich between this plate and that plate. That'll help it spin. You can already see where I was spinning it. There's some, material gets in here. So that'll add a little bit of clearance between these two plates. But I still needed those two plates to give me a nice flat surface for that thrush washer to ride. I thought about getting like a higher end thrush washer that's actually got bearings in it. But I think for the weight of this, it's a bit overkill. If it doesn't work and my idea is terrible, then I'll just try something else. But I think this will work for what it is. So I think we have left to do is to put a way to retain the reel of poly pipe on to the Jenny and drill a hole in the end of this for the pin to go through that makes up the hitch. So we're gonna drill a couple holes, bend a little bar, and we'll be done before you know it. Maybe it'll even get a coat of paint. So you noticed I just set this this block forward. I actually previously didn't realize there was more than one setting for that. The reason for that is because I called the manufacturer of the saw because my blade went dead or went dull after about 50 cuts, and I thought, well, that hopefully isn't what they expect. And they said, no, it should last a lot longer than that. And one of the things they recommended was, for smaller pieces of material, move this fence up so you're cutting with the kind of the bottom of the saw instead of on the side and kind of picking up. So that's why I move this fence up. And they did send me a new blade, free of charge. So I thought that was pretty good of them to do that. It's not to say that I think the blade was 100% like defective or something wrong with it, but maybe a combination of me, the way I was operating it. We'll see. So they gave me some other tips also for pressure, although I thought that I was kind of in line with what their recommendations were already. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I get a better life out of this blade. They did say you can drop these blades off at most hardware stores and they'll send them in to get them sharpened. So it's not like that other one is trash. I just need to get it recut or resharpened. So, all right, here we go. So one thing that I didn't fully understand about this mag drill, I ended up emailing Vivor, the manufacturer, and said, hey, I'm not getting cutting fluid flow. And they said, well, you have to have this tip in there correctly, and then when that gets depressed, you'll get cooling flow out. I think I tried to put that in there originally, and it seemed like it didn't fit. I think I might have had something else off, so that should work better than squirting lube in. Hopefully there's a little needle valve here for adjusting it, so we'll give that a go with these next 4 holes we're going to drill. All right, next thing we're going to do is measure the hole that we need to put in this this bar that holds the Jenny to the hitch. So this is our hitch pin. Let's see, it measures 62, so that's our 0.62 inches. So that's about 5/8, a little bit actually, you know, it's about 4 thousandths shy of 5/8. So that'll be perfect to use a 5/8 hole in this. We'll have a little slot, a nice slit fit, so we're not fighting that pin going in every time. Alright, so we're nearing the final assembly steps. Let's put this together and see how it goes. One of the things that I need to check is the depth of those retainers that are going to go on top of the reel. So let's get this together. This is that washer I mentioned earlier. It's a oil embedded thrust washer, so it's got some, you know, just some lubricity to it, I suppose. That's gonna go on here. Put our, what I'm gonna call the reel on top of that. Alright, so that's the first one. I've got the 3 others still yet to bend. Purely for the sake of not having to move the welder, I'm just going to weld these sitting on the back of my flatbed. Just booger welded on there. So that's it. That's the end of this spool Jenny build. I actually am pretty happy with how it came out. Spins nice. It doesn't hit the bed. This isn't too heavy to weigh down even an ATV truck. It would be great. Although probably the one concern I have is if you're going through rough terrain, maybe this bounces off the ground. But I think what we'll do is we'll just be smart about where we take it, how we use it, and it should be fine. One thing that may or may not be evident, these need to be removable so that unless this is the only reel of pipe I'm ever going to unroll, I need to be able to get the next one on here. So welding these in is not an option. And then they have this L bracket welded on. That's the only reason that's there is to keep this from turning in. If all these spin inward, then they're still doing something, but they're not holding it on vertically. So that's why the L bracket's on there. It's a piece of angle iron with a hole drilled in it. You saw me put that together. So yeah, the other reason I liked going this route, and I'm sure there's 20 other ways, probably 20 other better ways that you could have built this. But I also unroll a lot of 4,000 foot rolls of high tensile wire when we're building fence. And so if I just drill another set of holes inward, and probably not that much farther inward because those rolls are quite large, I can use this for poly fence as well. Let me give a good shot of the inside of this. So you can see there's an L bracket, and like I said, that's there, so that in this, try to move this back, left to right, or move it radially, it's in place. And then obviously there's cotter pins that go on the bottom. There shouldn't be a lot of force lifting up. Most of the force is going to be pushing on the inside of these bars, or maybe trying to come up, but very little force, pulling those up. It's just going to come off the reel. So the cotter pins may not even need to be used, but I thought easier to drill those holes now than to decide to do it later. Especially right now, I've still got snow on the ground outside, if you can see that. So it's a good time to take your time, do a good job, not have to do it twice. Although, who knows, maybe I will have to do this twice and fix something on it. But at least it won't be, man, I wish I would have done that. It'll be, oh, I don't know what I'm doing and I screwed it up. So again, thanks so much for watching this. There's not a lot of how-to for this build on the internet, so that was one reason, I decided to videotape this, put this together. I also haven't seen anybody do it this exact way, even on the images I found. Everybody does their own thing, which is great, and I love it. But I think this makes the most sense for what will work well for our small farm. We've got about 2,000 feet of this yet to install this year. So I think this will be real helpful. Doing it by hand or trying to unroll this manually is a heck of a job. So if you liked if this was helpful, or if you liked it, or if you enjoyed it, please make a comment. Please subscribe to the channel. We're brand new. This will be the first of a set of 4 videos that are going to come out. I mentioned the other ones that we're working on right now before, but yeah, if you like this, please do subscribe and check out our other videos. Thanks so much and have a good day. I forgot to say, and so I apologize kind of after the fact, but whenever we get around to unrolling pipe and using that for our water line install, I will get another video of this in action and working. It may still not be clear what this thing is and what it does and why it's helpful, so I'll make sure I get that video, and maybe that'll just be like a 1-minute thing that we upload. But I will follow that. We're probably still a month out with the weather conditions we had before we're able to do that. But anyways, thanks again.